Okay, let's not waste any time. Here are the 9 stages of every capture the flag match.
Also, by the way, experiences may differ because this is just from my experience.
Pre-game is the countdown to the beginning of the match. Friendlies are commonplace due to not having to rip each other apart just yet. Also, this is prime time to see the endangered friendly known as the Hoovie. Unless you're a baby-kicking tryhard that likes to ruin other people's fun, everything will be chill before the beginning of the match. Unless there's a group of snipers, of course. Observations is the second stage of every CTF map. You and your team will blindly run into enemies and vice versa to observe their playstyle and how you can get around them and capture their intel at a later point. For some reason, most spies never get out of this stage. Wonder why that is. Anyways, this stage can provide vital information for you and your team, like the other team testing strats to see how you react. Usually through this stage I test random areas and see if there's any weaknesses. Usually the sewer's a good option. Unless you're playing competitive, then they will lock that place down. Ah yes, the first capture. Whether by you or your team is a learning moment because either one of you will observe and plan around a weak area. Whether that be through sentry nests, pyro spy checking that area, snipers focusing there, doesn't matter, they will try everything to stop you and your team from ever getting in their intel room again. Pretty much the setup of the match is done at this point, now the real stuff is coming. At this point, you and a few fellow teammates are so worried about an opposing enemy getting in, you start constructing what seems like an indestructible defense. But usually it can be taken out by that one spy main that has been using the cloak and dagger the whole match when you leave the intel room. Honestly, nobody really likes this stage, but we still have to put up with it if you want to continue the match. Also, try not to rely on your spies too much for taking down NG's buildings. They usually don't. So at this point, one of the teams must have slipped up somewhere, whether through a combo of spies sapping everything that moves or through other means. One of you managed to get a second capture. Either way, this stage will lead directly into sometimes hour-long battles, so be prepared. Also at this point, a lot of people will switch over to spy. Don't know why. On to the skirmish. Both teams start sending wave after wave of frontline classes in any hope to make progress against the opposing team. People will also start switching classes at this stage. Sometimes it works in their favor, but not usually. Also, if you didn't guess already, this is the longest stage, usually spanning on average 30 minutes to an hour based on you and your other team's skill level. Also at this stage, you'll tend to see a lot of players leaving. Usually because of a half-hour stalemate between both teams. Now the battle has been going on for approximately 45 minutes to an hour, and everyone is starting to get restless. Players will start constructing sentry nests in the opposing team's bases. This stage of desperation can only be stopped by the After so many players have joined and left, the game has finally started to die down after your team is able to get the third cap of the intel. The losing team will usually accept their fate through a GG or taunts. Endgame is just the match finishing. That's it. I got nothing else for it.